Okay, I've played with enough gadgets on YouTube today, clapping for the start of the stream. How is everyone? So there's all kind. So while we were standing here, we were early today, and I'll bring in the Wii part here in a second. While I was standing here, I was pushing all the little buttons that are available around the YouTube studio, and there's like even more that I could push, and there's still some that I don't know what they do. I mean, I see things on my side, but I don't think anybody else sees anything about them. So I don't know what that means, but that's okay. We've got Sidekick today. Let's which button? I push this button to bring you into the corner.
Good morning.
Clapping for
Good
Sidekick
morning.
ad.
Can y'all hear me okay? How are you? Happy New Year.
Everything looks good. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy 2019.
YouTube already said this would be a great time to insert an ad. We just got
We
started.
just started.
It's like watching regular TV after you've been streaming.
Yeah, no. How about no?
Is it a two trees printer? I'm gonna go with no, it's not for it's not, but good guess, good guess. The beautiful Sidekick, I agree. Right, gotta keep the compliments up so the food still comes. Stream just got better. Jeez, man, feeling so inadequate. So, and the poll thing, I do kind of like it because it's got like a progress for, I don't know about for everyone else, it's got a progress bar like who's winning up here for me, which is kind of fun. I don't know where the mouse cursor went though.
86 say yes. 86% say yes.
And everyone else is wrong. No, I'm sorry. That's not true. Benchies aren't for everyone.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Poll
nice.
complete.
Oh, when you close
There
it, you get the votes. Sweet.
All right.
So we might kick those on. If we can figure out how to get you the plus sign to make polls
then
that
I would
nobody
do
wants.
Philly polls, yes.
Right. So it's going to be awesome. Andy's here, Media Man 3D. Awesome.
Hello.
So what are we doing? Well, I don't know. So I don't really have any new printers that we're ready to start on. It's the first, it's 2024. We're just getting rolling here. There are some years where I streamed like 3 times all year. So we're going to hopefully break that. I really, you know how things are going in 3D printing right now for our community and for the hobby. There's all kinds of stuff flying around. I thought it would be a great idea to start 2024 with something easy, something we know, something comfortable, and something that we can kind of make our own. And I just so happen to have a couple of Prusa Bear frames. And if you don't know what the Prusa Bear is, the idea was to take a Prusa kit. You buy a kit. It could be a 2, a 2.5, a 3, and then you add an extruded aluminum frame to it. And then you can start modding from there. There's all kinds of different things that go on with the Prusa Bear. The orange Juica is a Prusa Bear. So it's a Prusa with a different frame, and you can add a lot of mods to it. I just so happen to have another frame for one, and I have all kinds of odds and ends parts laying around the shop. So I thought that's what we'd do the next couple of streams just to start the year off. We'd start with our bear frame, and then we'll decide together what to put on it. I know I have a Mark 52 bed somewhere, and there's going to be a lot of me running over there to look for parts. Benchies are forever. They definitely do.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you.
So we'll go find some parts. We'll put it on here, and I would like to like build it in a way that we could see how it compares to some of the printers we're running now. We'll put input shaper on it. We'll configure things. We'll run, whatever firmware we decide. We can do all kinds of cool stuff, but this is going to be kind of a build as we go style printer. But today we'll just get started. We'll build the frame up, and then we'll take thoughts and from the chat, whatever you guys think we should do. I have like unlimited amounts of main boards. We could put whatever we wanted on it. So we'll just have fun. That's the main goal. We'll have fun.
Sounds like a fun project. I
Yeah.
think.
For the next couple of weeks, we'll just and stuff springs up all the time, especially this time of year. Stuff will be coming in. We might have to take a break from this project to do something else, but we'll get it done eventually. and everything will be happy. So Derek came through at $5. Thank you very much, Derek. Benchies are forever. And Andrew Rogers came in with 20. I don't know that it read that yet.
It
It's
didn't.
not on
It's
the list.
coming though.
Okay.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you very much for the
Happy
20,
New
Andrew.
Year. So how about a quick request for a future video or a quick explanation? Raspberry Pi 5 with Raspberry Pi camera V3 in Octoprint. How to get it working would be cool to see you hack your way around it. I like it.
Yeah, those are good questions. So I was
Writing
just
it
thinking
down.
that I've gotten a lot of comments about Raspberry Pi 5. And I really thought that when they announced the Pi 5, that it was going to be a lot more expensive, like $150, $160, $70, something like that. But now I see they're around $80. So I don't see a reason why we couldn't get that to work, but there might be a few odds and ends we have to do. So I will look into that. We'll try to get our hands on a 5, and we'll do some content. Because the 5 is really, it's like on steroids. I mean, it is a serious machine compared to some of the other Pis. So that would be interesting. Here comes Andrews.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
That's very nice. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. And I would like to just add on a little bit to that statement. Guys, your video ideas do get written down and do get noted. And we are always looking for new content. Like, so Pi 5, you want to know about it? Hit us up in the comments and hit us up in the chat, because I write that stuff down. And we need your help as far as, like, we're always looking for content. Whatever you guys are interested in, that's what we want to do. That's the content that we want to make. So,
absolutely. The whole idea is somebody watches it, right?
Keep them coming.
If that's what you want to see,
yeah,
let's go for it.
Well, and it takes a little off of your plate to.
Sure.
If somebody else is helping you come up with content, it helps you a little bit too. So that we can hit the mark.
Yeah. I mean, so, and a lot of this, like, if I start from scratch, I just have an idea, I have to go research it. A lot of times, if you have an idea, you've already got, even if you have this much of it, like just a little bit more information, that gets me running in the right direction. So that's always helpful. And I try to mention in the videos when we make them, like, this was straight from the comments, because we do that a lot. So yeah, I mean, it does happen. I mean, it's not like you're talking to no one. We read them all and we write them down. So
Yeah,
it's always helpful.
Definitely. And you're right. Just a little tidbit of information, just enough to get him going.
Yep.
Folks. And that's all he needs. Just give him a crumb and he'll run
get
with
it done.
it. He's very resourceful.
I know a few people.
He does. So even if you don't know a lot about it, tell us what you do know, and that'll get us started. Definitely. So thank you, everybody, for all of your suggestions.
Absolutely. Hack Monkey Scott, he says Pi 5, they have them for list price over at the Micro Center. So
Oh, nice.
we haven't been to Micro Center in a while, and that must be why I'm not
Field
broke.
trip. I know.
Love to talk about GH Enterprise stepper drivers and your opinions. We did a video on those. You still use them, and you have mixed opinions. I don't, and I think they worked well enough. But I could see where you might, it was kind of an early implementation. Let's put it that way. I can see where you might have some mixed feelings about it. But I do think it's the right direction. I still am a firm believer that input shaper should be modeled on the driver, not on the board. But I just think it's a better way to do it. And I mean, don't quote me on anything. I don't have any information on this. I'm just making, let's just call it a wish. I'm wishing, or I'm hoping that Trinamic will step in and say, hey, we got this brand new driver. It's already got it all loaded. You don't have to do anything. We got it right here, like they did with Stall Guard and all that other stuff. So we'll see.
Let's see, James Rushmere 3D. I plan to put RepRap firmware on Voron V0 this year. Maybe a Prusa Bear with RepRap firmware. I saw somebody say something about Clipper.
Yep.
So the possibilities are endless.
Yep. The Bear with, and I need to talk to Greg. I don't know what Greg's been up to. Greg's the guy that was kind of focused on making the Bear turning the Prusa into the bear. He developed all these parts and everything. There was talk of mini duet. So the more affordable, smaller duet board, it runs RepRap. There was a talk of a whole design around that board, so you would have RepRap on your Prusa Bear automatically. So you never know. We might stumble into that.
Spike 357 from South Africa.
Nice.
That might be the furthest away. Well, I don't know. We got John from Perth. He's not here today, but
Yeah.
that's pretty far.
Pretty
So
far.
and he says he's been watching your multi-camera stack video. So
Yeah. Awesome.
yay.
Oh,
Oh,
Andy, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Andy.
that. I've talked to you so many times about, and if you don't know Media Man, all the awesome work that he's done with Hero 3D, the parts, basically you can take the printer that you have, you can take any hot end you wish or extruder, you can just grab them off the shelf, and he's got a combination for that. You print these parts out, maybe some heated inserts or whatever, you throw it together, and you have a really nice setup. And he's super focused on part cooling, which it's like the most efficient setup for part cooling ever made. But it's all focused around that in every combination. So if you don't know Hero Me on printables, I'm sure it's still on Thingiverse or whatever, check it out if you're building something like that. We've talked many times about doing a build just around that, and I really need to get that done. But hopefully this year is the year we'll make it happen. And thank you very much for the 50. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andy.
All kinds of stuff flying through today. We're never going to build anything. We're just going to...
Closed home network for 3D printing. I kind of like that one. I'm going to write that one down.
Well...
What would that... Good Lord, now I'm spinning. What would that need?
Well, the problem is that you can close it, but then you can't open it. I mean, so how close we talking? You know, I mean, we could do anything you wanted. I mean, I could isolate that to no end. In fact, the basement had its own internet down here for a while just for that reason, but it got too clunky to deal with. So yeah, I mean, we could configure something, but like if some of you know what I'm talking about, if you work in a corporate environment, maybe you work in IT, the more secure they get, the harder your job is. So how inconvenient do we want to make accessing your 3D printer? Because I can make that happen. But it would be an interesting setup, I agree with you. All right. It's all kinds of people. Jerry here, 3DHP. Chris Travis is here. Local maker MI. Michigan, right? Minnesota. Michigan. I'm going to get it wrong. But at any rate, I don't know my state abbreviations.
Michigan. That's Michigan.
Michigan. He made an awesome sign for us, and he posted it on Twitter. In fact, I'm going to have to share it now. If I can find it. And I believe he's coming to Murph, so we will receive this said sign.
Oh, that would be nice. Rocky Mountain. We did not sign up for a booth. We'll probably be there.
Check it out.
Oh, yes, that's nice.
Awesome.
I like the font on that.
Me too. It looks like he made it out of icing almost. It looks like you could eat it.
Yeah, I like it.
It's really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I like it. Yeah, Rocky Mountain. It's coming up quick too. Like everybody's like got their sponsors, they're headed there, they're ready to go. It's awesome.
Gearing up.
What else? What else? Michigan. Sorry. Yes, it's 10:30-ish. It's too early for me to think about what states are.
We haven't mentioned food yet, Mike. We had French toast this morning.
French, yeah. I just had some food, so give me
French
5
toast.
minutes.
Yeah, give us an hour, so we'll be hungry again.
Would be interesting to see how often connected printers call home. I went down that road with some of these machines, and I won't mention any brands, but some are chattier than others. I actually ran Wireshark on a couple of them for like days at a time just to see what they were doing, and some of them do make some interesting calls. So,
Yeah.
7-foot alien, Jerry. I must have missed it. Is it on your Twitter feed? Because I will find it. But it sounds impressive already. Jerry makes like the most awesome models. Like after he's done painting them and things, they are super impressive. If somebody can find that link, Mike probably knows. So if he can find the link, he'll take care of it for us. Could eat that sign. I'll attempt it.
It did look like frosting.
It does kind of.
Yeah. Andrew, thank you. That's so nice of you to offer. We'll see. I mean, I think if we end up going to Rocky Mountain, which I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't, but if we end up going to Rocky Mountain, I think it's just a matter. It's hauling all your stuff out there, and it's a huge undertaking, and
we did a lot last year. And I hate talking about basement finances, but it's really expensive to travel.
Oh my gosh.
We got wrecked last year as far as finances because of just the 3 shows that we did. And Murph's not so bad. We can drive it. It's not near as taxing as IRF in Colorado. We drove Colorado last year, but I don't think I'll ever do that again.
That's a long
drive. A long boring drive. But anyway, so yeah, we'll see what we can do. Got some basement bragging rights going on. Jeremy.
Edge of 3D. Awesome. Scott's here. Hi, Scott.
Scott's here. Awesome. Okay, so anyway. So basically that's pretty much what we're going to get done today. We're going to take a look at our... I've never even opened this. We're going to take a look at our parts. Oh, it even has a sticker of like what it looks like exploded. We'll get our frame out. We'll put it together. And we'll just chat the whole time and see what we want to do with this thing, what kind of parts we need. I have full faith in all of the odds and ends that we've received.
I like that color.
The red ones are real nice. In fact, Sergio had a red one, I remember, and I believe Tom Lama has that printer now. But the red one is really, of course I like the orange one the best because it's orange. Now, where's the scene with there it is. There we go. Color's really nice, but I have no doubt all the parts that we've received over the years now, I mean, remember, these were really popular in like 19, that we have more than enough parts to make this thing super awesome. Looks like a switch wire frame. It's close. It's close.
I'm not ready. Too soon.
Too soon.
I'm not ready to talk switch wires.
Too soon.
We're going to build a Prusa Bear. Jose Van de Gore. I hope I said that right. Jose, we're going to build a Prusa Bear.
Prusa Bear ish.
In the spirit of.
Esque. Yeah, in the spirit of. We're going to start with a bear frame, and then we'll see what we build. So we're just going to kind of build it on the fly.
I like that. I like we're winging it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll just see. Rather than me trying to run around and source a bunch of stuff, we'll just source it from stuff we got. Metal squares. As in measuring tool or component? Because a lot of these frames use, like these joining angles and things like that. Yeah, they are super nice too. Like these are from LDO makes these frames when they do the anodizing. You can take a look at just how anodized they are. Like even the threads and everything, they're really nicely done.
LDO does nice work, I think.
LDO, those guys, their whole team, they're just phenomenal folks. And I heard that they were expanding this year. Like they have like a new production floor they're putting in and stuff. So it's awesome to see that they're growing. Motorhead Mitch is here. What's going on, Mitch?
Hi, Mitch. How are you?
An original A8. Don't put it past me. You never know what I might have on the shelf back there somewhere. I did have not too long ago we were talking about a mega. No, what was it? It was a Wham duplicator. I had one of those in the box for like 5 years and never opened it.
All right.
So it seems everybody's ready for a stream in 2024. This is probably like the most action we've had in all last year.
Well,
Everybody's coming to chat.
yeah, that's good though. It's the slow time, right? It's cold outside for most of us. For
Well,
some
that's
of
true.
us, I wouldn't say most of
That's
us.
true.
For some of us, it's cold. There ain't nothing to do. Come hang out with us,
Yeah.
and we'll chat.
Dowel pins? This one has a few. This is the 2.1 version, which is the newest version. Like the last time we built a bear, I think we were on like 2.0. But there's a few extra parts in here that I've not seen before. So again, we're gonna loosely build it. We'll build it, you know, as we see fit.
Yes. Hello, Music Dad from St. Louis. Hello. Hello, Pennsylvania. It's snowing and yeah, it's getting nasty. Now we're kind of on the tail end of this. We're not gonna get. It's nasty for you guys up there in the Rust Belt, and then kind of heading that way to the east and to the north. It's getting pretty icky for you guys. I think we're gonna come out of this fairly unscathed. I think we're gonna get some snow on Monday or Tuesday, and Joe's calling for 2 to 5. But he said that number may go up. Either way, it's a minor inconvenience for us. It's not, I mean, you may be down and out for a few hours, but by the afternoon, you'll be able to get out. You know, it's not a big deal. Anything more than that, though, will keep you in for the rest of the day. So 6, 8, 10 inches, don't bother. Go ahead and get to the grocery store and hunker down. At least for a day. And then nice weather in Vegas. Yeah, I'll bet it is nice weather in Vegas.
There we go. Mike found Jerry's alien. Check that out.
Oh, that's cool. There's a new Alien movie coming out.
Well, just in time.
Yes.
Holy carp! That is
beautiful.
A monster, literally.
That is gorgeous. Very cool.
Now, if Jerry had something springing out of his chest. Look at all the empty spools.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Really cool. Wow.
That is really cool.
My ceiling wouldn't even be tall enough for that.
So neat. We love those movies too. We watch them.
Yeah, I was just watching some of them the other day.
The extended version.
Yeah, the extended version. That's right. All the pieces that you didn't need, but you now do. That's awesome. Okay.
All right.
What we got here?
97 degrees in South Africa.
I was just talking to someone in South Africa the other day, and now I can't remember who it was.
Hi, John. How are you? Happy New Year. Having a separate closed environment for the 3D print / drawing part so that the rest of the home network is not accessed and does not need to access the internet. William Martin Harris says that. What thoughts?
Yeah, if you don't need internet access, then you'd be in pretty good shape. We could make that happen pretty easy. I don't know, I'll think on that.
Yeah. Lots of ice rain. Yeah, I hate freezing rain. I'll take snow over freezing rain any day. Freezing rain is the worst.
Hmm.
Hey, Sergio. Happy New Year. How's that grandbaby? How's she doing?
All right. If I remember correctly, bears have a different style of tea nut that they use, or they used to. Now, this one does not have those, the ones that I'm looking for. They used to have kind of a pan-ish type tea nut. These are the loaded in from the side type. So these aren't a big deal.
Yeah. That's actually, I don't know. I'm kind of liking this closed network idea.
That's exactly who it was, Scott. It was Luke. He's from South Africa. That's who I was talking to the other day.
That's probably the toughest one for me to pin down is a South African accent. It's British, but it's not. It's
That one's pretty tough.
yeah, it's got a it's kind of sing-songy even a little bit.
Yeah, a little
A
bit.
little bit. Oh, well, I hope she's okay. I'll be thinking about her. She's good. The baby's good. Minor surgery scheduled for Tuesday. Hopefully, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, everything will be
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah. Surfer dude. Oh, sorry. Whoops, I read that out loud. I shouldn't have.
That's Luke from Big Tree Tech. That like he's
Oh,
that's his
okay.
handle or whatever. I
Oh,
think.
nice. Okay. That's not very nice. The Lethal Weapon 2 has opinions about. I don't.
I didn't keep up with it. I don't know what's going. Oh, that's Colin.
Linear rails or something new.
Hmm.
That's true. It was the 90s. We can't be held responsible for that.
we. I've been. I've been pulling the. Well, it was the '90s a lot lately.
What did we say about it
She
night?
she was telling me the other night about how creepy David Duchovny is sometimes in X Files. I've been watching X Files, and he like gets real close to Scully sometimes, like this close to her face. He's like, he's being really creepy. I was like, it was the '90s. Things were different back then.
I don't know, man. He gives me the. I don't know. I just. He stands too close. He gets right in your face. And if you think about like when somebody's talking to you and they get real close to you, where you can feel the breath on your face.
Well, that is creepy, but
it is, and I understand it's TV. And
well, they're trying to be dramatic, but it is still
X-Files,
creepy.
and it was the '90s, but still, he went to rehab for a sex addiction, sex addiction.
You can say sex. It is
sex is okay. But he went to rehab for a sex addiction, and now I'm like, you're just a creep.
Well, but if you didn't know that, it'd still be a little
He'd
creepy.
still give me the ick. I don't know. Something about him. I mean, he's fine, you know, and I like the X-Files. It's not to the point where I can't watch the show. But every once in a while, he'll do something, and I'm like, creep. He's a creep. Mulder was supposed to be creepy, Mike says.
Well, they called him Spooky Mulder, right? That was his handle.
Was he?
Yeah, at the beginning of the show.
Oh.
That was his nickname.
Yeah, I'm not a big... I mean, we've been watching because it's something to watch, but... Yeah, so... That's my thoughts on David Duchovny. I'm eating a mint. Sorry. He isn't creepy until you watch him narrate the Red Shoe Diaries. Now I'm gonna have to look him up.
You don't know creepy.
If I look up any more David Duchovny, then I won't be able to watch the X-Files. there's a lot of buzz here going on about this in-network thing, that in-network printer network. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are we calling it?
Like a private network for your 3D
Private
printers.
network. Yeah, private VPN. You could and then you could watch regional baseball and have your own private network for.
We could.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, we could do that.
Is it too early to think of a name for this printer? And then he says, since you're using leftover parts, maybe kitchen sink or must go. Must go.
Yeah,
One word. Two
maybe.
words into one.
It's never too early to start naming things. If you name it too, I'll feel more obligated to finish it. So, if it's got a personality.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike, I'll remember. I know I know. I just think he's just so weird. And then, yeah, and so I totally freak out when people get too close to me. I mean, you know, I don't mind a close proximity, but like so close. Yeah, uncomfortable. You know what? I am uncomfortable when I'm speaking with other women and they're much, much taller than me. And it's not a big, I'm 5'9" plus, and so I'm pretty tall, but I don't wear pumps, you know, I don't wear high heels or anything like that. But if I'm around other women that are my height or maybe a little taller, and I got girlfriends that are a little taller than me, and they're wearing high heels, and then we're talking, like especially in a loud place, so you do have to be close together to be able to hear. I am uncomfortable when they're talking. It's weird looking up at my friends. It's very weird for me. A little uncomfortable. Well, oh, so Jose has autism. Well, that would explain it's a sensory issue then for you. Jinx, we're building a Prusa bear. Right? Prusa bear.
We're gonna have to first thing we need to do is develop a design style name. So we need like project so and so. So we have to come up with a name while we're building. Then we'll officially name it when it's done. Like a code name.
Ooh.
Well, like in 2020, we did the 2020 build. We had a 2020 cube. But that one was easy because, you know, we used 2020 extrusion. It was 2020. You know,
Project
ipso facto.
Project David.
The Duchovny. Maybe we'll get him on. Ask him if he wants to come check out his new X-Files.
David Duchovny.
Weirder things have happened.
Hello, Maker Viking. Hello.
All right. Awesome Christmas picture, by the way, Thomas. The Maker Viking. He always makes a really cool Christmas picture because he's a Viking and he's got this big beard and then he's like right next to a Christmas tree. It's pretty fun. I like it.
Operation Red Baron, Project Red Coat.
If we name it Red Baron, then I'll want frozen pizza.
In person in the basement for a close breathing example.
I want him to ask me deadpan questions about it this close to my face.
That's what I'm saying. And have your mouth hanging open when you're waiting for the answer. That's something else he does.
So why
he does that kind of doll's eyes.
So why is this called the X-Files printer?
All right, all day. We're gonna be doing this all day.
All day. All day. I'm gonna be wherever she is. I'm gonna be standing really close to her, going,
breathing on
so,
me.
What are you making for lunch? It's gonna be great. She's lucky I'll forget about it.
It drive me crazy today. Standing in my space. Ooh, that was really funny. My Prusa bear was simply called the Prusa-ish bear. It was built entirely with ANET A8 parts. How about codename Tire Fire? Ooh, that's not bad. I don't know. I kind of like the red coat. Something about the color.
What percent did I do when I did the Prusa caster? Now the Prusa caster, I did just standard. I didn't do anything special about it at all. So 2 perimeters, 20% infill, and you can use pretty much anything you want, gyroid, grid, whatever you would like. Now on the other, like the Explorer, I wanted to give it just a little bit more weight on the backside, so I did everything 2 perimeters, 20%, except for that back wing, and I did 4 and 30, and it did actually give it a little bit more weight. So no, you really don't have to do any extra. Well, there's caveat to that. So for the body parts, you don't have to do anything special. For the center section, you need a lot of plastic, and the center section where the neck mounts, I did 11 perimeters and 50% infill. So there's like a whole spool of plastic in that center section. That's probably what you were asking about.
Ooh, Project Mars.
Ooh, Mars. I do like planets.
Project Red X. Nobody. I just thrown that one out there. I don't know.
I was gonna say, is that a hometown choice?
Yes. Yes. Red Rover. Ooh, that's a good one.
I do have like some. I'm just thinking about like parts and things that we could use. I do have an orbiter over there that we could put on this. Orbiter's a pretty cool extruder. I haven't really had much time with one yet, so that might be a good excuse.
Bells and liquor printer. That's it. We got to get over there, honey. We got to go check out the new Red X.
They say the new one is very nice.
I want to see it.
I have a feeling we're going to be in the house for like the next 3 weeks.
Probably. Clifford the Big Red Printer. That's
Oh,
very
I kinda
nice.
like
I
that.
like that one.
I love those books. when I
Project
was a kid.
Clifford.
Oh, it's true. I could always look at my existing bear when I built this. I was thinking, it's like, well, I could really, all I really need is a picture. I was like, well, I have one. I could just build it that way. That's too easy.
Uh, Somebody, Prusa, where did I see that? George. Will this have Prusa firmware or something else? I'd say something else.
Yeah, pretty sure firmware is too absolute. Like you have to stay inside their guidelines for it to really work like it should. So we're definitely gonna go. One of these videos will be just us going through the configuring firmware for this thing. So look out for that one. It's gonna be super exciting.
Scarlet's Revenge.
What's the Scarlet? That makes me think of a movie.
Well, the Scarlet Letter.
No, I mean like there's like some action. For some reason, I'm thinking like V for Vendetta or something like. I don't know. It's that makes me think of something else.
Red list. I don't. Bob.
Bob. I like that one.
Thomas says Bob. Oh. I was on 8-minute delay, 90s, when you can go on dance floor, but hands on hips. You put your hands on her hips, and if she turns around and gives you a dirty look, then move on.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was the 90s.
That's true. It was the 90s.
And everybody's asking about Clipper. I wouldn't mind running Clipper, but one thing I don't want to do is involve a Raspberry Pi. Whatever we do, the board is going to have to be self-contained. I don't know why, but I just want to go that route. And we can run Clipper that way. We have boards where we can do that. But I would like it to be all one unit and not involved a Pi. And I haven't had very much luck recently with integrated boards. I've had some printers that I've been working on the last couple of weeks that have really left a bad taste in my mouth as far as they have a Pi-like environment on the board. They don't work more than a couple of weeks. I've had some challenges with that, so.
Somebody says call it Deadpool. That
Mm.
might be a good one.
Although I really don't like Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I get Deadpool and everything, but
Yeah, he kind of gets on your nerves, doesn't he?
Well,
He
but-
gets on mine a little. He talks too much. I have yet to assemble my 2.1, my Bear 2.1. I was undecided on what motherboard I wanted to run. It will give me more time to save up for parts. There you go.
There you go.
Ruby's Venture. That's nice. Well, thanks,
thank
Renee.
you. That is an awesome comment, and thank you for the 10. I really
Thank you so
appreciate that.
much.
But I'm glad that the videos helped. That's why we keep making them.
Oh yeah. Tom Llama's here. Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you.
Llama loops. Somebody said something and I was going to say something else and I can't remember what it was. Oh, mainboard, that's always the tough choice. They'll all do about the same job, but that's going to be the tricky one for us. What exactly do we want to do? And what board do we want to do it with? So that's, we'll get to that though. Some old ramp sport, we could do it. I got one. We'll throw ramps on it. Actually, I might not have near as many after the candy claw machines, because I use ramps on that. And what in a QNAP NAS hardware? That's crazy. I'm trying to read back.
What's
Full
up?
rack 1 unit.
Oh.
Now support Wi-Fi. Huh. No, well, does it support? Not directly. It doesn't support them. All right. We'll square up a bit, shall we? I actually kind of like just using 1, 2, 3 blocks for this. I have a little bitty, tiny little square that's fun to use, though.
75-inch TV. Wow. That's a big one.
75-inch TV. That's a big TV. I'd like it to have a bigger TV, but our house is very small, and I really figured that I would just, like get a suntan.
We're at max capacity. What do we have now? 60?
I think it's yeah. I think it was
65 maybe.
I think it's a 60. Because I believe that was the debate. Is like we couldn't get a 65 because it was just a little bit too big.
Well, we run the risk of hitting the TV with the door, yeah. I think that was where we were kind of.
Yeah, because we got kind of like on the tail end of like where they stopped making 60-inch TV or something like that.
So yeah, so if we have to get another TV, we'll have to downgrade, won't we? Get a smaller one then.
Well, yeah.
And then I won't be able to see it
Right.
from 3 feet away. Who needs a door? It's the front door. Otherwise, I would I would be with you on that. But so you walk in the front door, and the TV is hanging on the same wall that the door. So when you open the door, same wall that the TV is on. So, it's all right there.
Women always wanting a front door.
I know, it's ridiculous. Keeping out the cold. Someone gave me a Pad 7 for Christmas. And
Yay!
now I gotta figure out how to get Clipper running on my old Ender 3.
All right.
53 in the bedroom and a 73 in the TV room. Good lord.
Wow, that's a lot of
A
TV.
lot of TV, my friend. What do we got in our bedroom? 26, 32?
I think they're 32s. 32 is
32.
like the best bang for the buck TV.
Yeah.
And you can get those things for almost nothing nowadays.
Yeah, they're cheap and we don't need a whole lot. I mean, you know, we're just watching X-Files. We don't need the
You don't need David Duchovny to be any closer
it's
to
not
you.
even in HD. It's those old episodes are still in before HD. I don't know what you call that.
Caveman TV.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked about linear rails on this thing. Linear rails are cool and all, don't get me wrong. But I kind of feel like linear rails are a waste on these machines. Like the Wuxen printer is a great example. They use linear rails and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's a great way of doing it. But if we're going to Frankenstein this thing kind of out of a bear, if I go with smooth rods, they're a lot more forgiving if I don't get something exactly dead on right than linear rails would be. Plus, I don't even know how many rails we have setting around. We have a few. We might have enough to do something like this. But I know that there's got to be a set of smooth rods somewhere. So we'll probably stick with smooth rods. All right.
So wait, so you don't want life-size Duchovny in the room? No. Feel him breathing on me when I'm trying to sleep.
Maybe if we turn the sound up really high, you can hear him breathing.
Oh, God.
The truth is out there, Jackie.
Oh, God. Tom, are you leaving already? See you later. Have a good day. Simple Electronics is here. Hi, Chris. Happy New Year.
Hello.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We have a winter storm warning. Anybody else?
Do-do-do-do-do.
Monday or Tuesday for us.
I was on the phone.
Life-size Mulder. Guys, please.
They're just trying to be helpful.
Oh, yeah. So helpful. I'm going to have one. I'll open up the coat closet
Trying to
and they'll
get
be
you over
standing in there. Chris is going to make one now.
Trying to get you over your fears.
They're so helpful.
I was on a work call the other day, and somebody I work with, there's very few people, we're in Kansas City, and there's very few people I work with that are in Kansas City, but there's a handful. But occasionally you'll be on a call with someone from Kansas City, and it was just kind of funny the other day, because I heard the tornado siren. And it happens like every month they test the tornado sirens, and it happens like 11 o'clock on Wednesdays. It's the same times every week, same day. And I heard it in the background on the phone, like somebody else, it was going on at their house. I'm like, and I heard it, and like, what is that noise? And then I heard it outside at my house. And then I'm like, oh, they must be from Kansas City. And so I stopped the call and said, hey, tornado sirens going off. Does anybody besides me and this other person know what that is? And everybody's like, what? Tornado siren? What do you need that for? I just thought it was kind of an eye-opening experience for some of my global partners to know that we practice alerting. And somebody asked, so what do you have to go like to, under your desk now while the test is going on? I'm like, yes,
school.
I do.
It is kind of fun messing with people that aren't from Missouri or Kansas or anywhere in the tornado alley, because we can have tornadoes anytime.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
January.
and
Tornado.
they are a horrible, horrible thing, and we've had some recent people like in the Nashville area that have been devastated by tornadoes, and they've landed 2 blocks from me and destroyed all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's happened to me. They're horrible, horrible things, but when it's just like there's nothing you can do, like it could just happen in a moment, then it becomes just kind of part of life.
Yeah. Yeah, they sort of sprout up.
Yeah.
We do okay here though. We're in a valley by the river. I'm not saying they don't hit us. They've hit us. We got nasty ones. We got like 50 of them once. 50 tornadoes at one time here in Liberty where we live. This
Yeah.
was what, 2003
Three
or
or somewhere
4?
in there, yeah, 20
And
years
it did a
ago.
lot of damage.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
it tore some
it's
stuff up.
scary and people got hurt, but
There's nothing you can do. You just got to live your life.
gotta deal with it, But I mean, hurricanes sound way worse to me, and
But they know when they're coming.
earthquakes and all those that stuff sounds way worse to me. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's got their thing.
Oh, the little one actually fits in here. This is a great way on these frames. There's a small section that actually fits in between, and it's a good way to tell how square you are.
Michigan, it's 1:00 on the first Saturday of the month. Yeah. We do ours on Wednesdays. I don't know which Wednesday, but it's always Wednesday in the morning. I know that.
I believe it's the first Wednesday of the month.
That sounds about right. Second Tuesday every month at 10 a.m. for Kevin. It's just a big siren. Ain't much to it. Goes on for what? 3 or 4 minutes? Not very long.
Like that, yeah.
Just enough that you notice. Yeah, tornadoes are rare in the Netherlands. I could see that. What do you guys get? Blizzards and I would imagine snow in the Netherlands.
Is there any
Wind.
place where you don't get anything? Is there like a safety zone?
I mean, that isn't
We don't.
hot and dry. I mean,
Well, I
like
mean,
the
where
desert,
you don't,
but
because there's like a handful of natural disasters, right? You got like tornadoes, hurricanes, typhoons, earthquakes. Because I mean, there are areas that are more prone to these things than others. But is
Yeah.
there like an area that does not have like one hotspot thing?
yeah.
Volcanoes.
Tsunami.
Yeah,
Ooh,
tsunami.
see, that sounds way more dangerous.
Those are terrifying.
Those scare me. Yes, I've seen the movies. I don't, and that's all I want to know about them.
All that stuff that happened in Japan. I mean, that is just
Oh, scary.
wow. That is hardcore. I don't want to mess up my pretty red anodization.
Yeah, with global warming being what it is, hurricanes and more severe weather coming. Scary stuff. And Godzilla. Joel Driver says Godzilla.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that. Arizona, if you can stand the heat. That's what I was thinking is like, as far as nothing, Arizona, but it gets god awful hot there. And, yes.
Look out for Godzilla.
That's right.
I do like a good Godzilla.
High crime rate in South Africa. Does that count? Sure. Well, I was going to ask you, is it humidity in South Africa? Is it hot and humid, or is it
Gotta
just
be.
hot? What kind of hot are we talking in South Africa? They had an earthquake in the Netherlands a long time ago. Oh, sure you do. I know you get tornadoes in Pennsylvania. You got to. It's close. And that's the like Ohio Valley area and the Rust Belt. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're discussing natural disasters now. Well, earthquakes and stuff. Have you looked at Construct 3D's filament holder slash changer?
Yeah, somebody was talking about that the other day. It's available on Kickstarter right now. I have taken a look at it. It looks pretty interesting to me.
Yeah. John, Montana, are you talking like mild weather, Montana? My aunt lived in Great Falls. It snows a lot there. But I hear Montana is beautiful and pretty arid, I think. Kind of dry up there. A lot of snow. But other than that, I think it's pretty mild. Uh, hot and humid, regularly into the hundreds, humidity 60% plus. That sounds about right. That's not too far off from our summers here, too. I mean, not like for. So in Missouri, we got about, what would you say, July to maybe August, July and August, couple of months where it's really hot and really humid. And it's just hot and muggy and sticky. Now, it ain't Houston humid or living by the ocean, New Orleans humid, but it's plenty humid here. And it's just something. Uh,
Depends on the
yeah.
year too. Like
Oh,
I mean, it's not very consistent at
that's
all
true.
in the
That's
Midwest.
true. Yeah. Montana sits on a massive fault line. I did not know that. So if you don't like earthquakes, stay away. Yeah. Hot. Yeah.
So what everyone's telling me is that nowhere is safe. We're all doomed.
Yeah, somebody's got, we all got something, right?
We all got some.
We all got something. Political tornadoes too. Yeah, you could say that.
I can run away from those.
For now, yeah. Well, yeah, you can bury your head in the sand and not pay attention to politics and uh there you go. What do you think about Quiddy X Plus 3?
I don't know anything about those. I've seen a few like folks have tested them and things, but I really don't know much about the brand.
Yeah. Yeah, the weather's pretty. It's something. We're preparing for more dangerously hot days. Siesta is mandatory. I think we'll probably start moving. I mean, I don't know about Missouri so much, but like in the hotter states, I think hunker down in the afternoons and then come back to work in the evening when it cools off a little bit.
Nah.
Nah, that's true.
Just work less. That's the answer.
Hack Monkey says, just wait a minute, it'll change. That's
Mhm,
right. It's
mhm,
Missouri. Just
mhm.
wait 10 minutes. I think everybody says that though about where they live, don't they? I've heard several states say, well, it's, you know, here, just wait 10 minutes.
I've never heard anyone say, "Oh man, weather never changes around here. It's great." Except maybe Southern California. And then they complain about everything else.
Yeah.
Uh, Adam S was saying he got one of those 3D printers. He said it's super fast. It's great. So that's cool.
Mike Fancy says that squaring up those frames is the hardest part.
Yeah, and I got a little overzealous, so I'm stepping back and refactoring. If you don't do it 5 times, we didn't do it at all.
Yeah, San Diego, home of the world's most boring weather. Yeah, but at least it's beautiful all the time. I mean, no, it is boring, but it's nice.
Where's the excitement?
Always 75 and sunny. Beautiful. My dad lived in San Diego for a little bit, and it was lovely. Oceanside is where he lived, and a little foggy in the morning, and then it kind of clears out, and it's gorgeous for the rest of the day. Uh, Oklahoma's been getting more and more earthquakes.
Careful, she'll launch into song.
Mm.
She almost did it right there. You could tell. She almost did it like just on a whim. Careful. We'll get demonetized.
I don't know the music.
It's an homage. It's an homage.
I'll spare you all. I like to save it for really special occasions.
Yeah, like at the dentist, at a funeral.
That's right.
Life's funny.
If you are bored, try running Linux on an old Tegra device. My old Nexus 7 table will become a clipper screen, hopefully.
Oh, tablet. Yeah.
Tablet. Sorry, tablet.
No, I mean he wrote table, but he's probably talking to speech or
I'm
whatever.
just reading.
Yeah.
So if I just read.
Oregon doesn't have much limited disaster to stream right, but don't they get? Didn't they have like the most
You guys had a
like the
drought,
giantest earthquake ever was part of Oregon or something? Like the 7 something? I don't remember.
It got real hot there too. You guys don't get the heat.
And Bob's here, by the way. That was Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hello, Bob. Yeah. What's SMUFF? V6 MMU.
Is it back a ways?
Jeremy Humphrey says, I would love to see you explore.
MMU. I don't know that project, I guess.
Yes. Aha! Oklahoma earthquake slowed down since pumping fracking fluids directly into fault lines was outlawed. That's probably a good idea.
Coincidence? Probably. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, Oregon had a well-known trail. I'm quite familiar with this trail. I've died of dysentery many times.
I was gonna say I don't know anything about it. For some reason, I always have dysentery.
I don't ever get very far.
I pulled it up on an emulator. There's an emulator online. You can just play it in the browser. I actually won once. That's the only time I've ever won. All my family was dead, I'm pretty sure, but I think I made it through.
I don't know. Didn't they flood the San Andreas Fault to make it slip against each other? I have no idea. I know nothing. I mean, I know about it, like from the Superman movie.
Like from the Superman movie.
He did something to the San Andreas Fault.
I don't know anything about geology except they rock.
I know nothing of. Although, I mean, we've had. Occasionally, you can feel something. If it's a big one, like in Arkansas, they're right below us. If they get a little earthquake or something like that, then sometimes you can feel it up here. I have felt. I mean, no damage or anything like that, but.
I used to work nights I used to work third shift, and it was in an IT data center, but we had desks, and all the desks had the monitors, like a bunch of monitors on the arms, the adjustable arms. And I remember one night looking over, and the arms were going like this, and I'm like, I think there's an earthquake. So we do get tremors from time to time.
Yeah.
But nothing. I mean, there's a fault line not too far from here.
Did you hear about the kid that beat Tetris? I heard about that kid. He beat the game.
How are you gonna beat Tetris? I thought it was infinite.
I thought so too. Apparently not. You can play and you can beat it. Now I don't know that much about it. I just read a little snippet, but that's dedication.
And what kind of kid is playing Tetris in 2024?
I don't know. He's been playing since Tetris came out in 91. I have no idea when.
His mom was so into Tetris, he came out with a Game Boy.
100, he probably did. 150 levels.
Wow.
The game crashes if you go too far, so it's determined to be beat.
Huh.
There you go.
No, I didn't hear about that.
He managed to overflow the score counter.
That's the kind of news
He's Neo. Yes. He's Neo.
He is the one.
And the game crashed. That's what it crashes.
Huh.
Wow.
No, I never heard that one.
That's crazy. That's dedication.
No kidding. What are you going to do with your life? I want to beat Tetris.
Yeah. Still Mark. Yeah.
Did I put that one in the right way?
That is correct, Rudolph. Without the red nose, we are building a Prusa bear. He had a kit, and we thought it would be fun.
I still got a lot of parts sitting around. What we're building is fun. What is it? What's that movie where he's trying to sell him a car? I was like, I don't sell cars. I sell a lifestyle. So that's what we're doing today.
Yes.
Okay.
Cadillac Man. Is that the name of the... I don't remember the movie.
I don't know, but I just remember the quote.
Oh, True Lies. Somebody said True Lies, and I do remember that part.
Oh, that might have been it, because I did watch it not too long ago.
So is the bear named Rudolph?
Could be.
That's not a bad name.
Christmas is over, though. I know it's not a popular opinion, but I am not the biggest fan of Christmas. I'm just going to say it. I know I'm a horrible person, and I'm putting this on upside down.
The Tetris experience on Game Boy was great. The soundtrack was great. As soon as I read that, I could hear the doo-doo-doo. I don't own the music, but doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, now it's in there. Thanks for the earbug or earworm.
I played it on. We were at a arcade, not a couple years ago. One of those barcade deals, and they had the stand-up Tetris machine, which I had never seen before that day. I used to go to a lot of arcades when I was a kid. I had never seen the old school stand-up Tetris game before. So I played it. Hey, it's Greg.
Hello, Greg. Gifting memberships. Thank you.
He's the designer of the Prusa bear.
Nice. Well, hello. Welcome.
Welcome. Yes, so it's
You can point out everything he's doing wrong.
And that's the worst part, is Greg is a great guy. But I know everything that I'm doing, he's going, don't do it like that. Make sure this is square. And I'll do my best. I won't disappoint. But it's still alive and well in 2024. We're going to make something awesome.
Have you printed any specific parts in prep for this build, or are you literally rummaging for parts as you go?
I have a lot of bare parts. So the only thing I printed in prep for this was the bare Struder parts, because I'd never built one of those before. I'd always used the stock Prusa one. So I do have some bare Struder parts um, ready to go for that. But that was more of just for me to learn what the differences were. So, but we might. I think we're going to go that route. But again, we'll ease into whatever seems right at the time.
There you go. All right. There was a game that I liked to play at Draftcade called Tapper. Remember that game, guys? Budweiser put it out, and it's where you have to do draft beer. You're working in a bar and you have to do draft beer, and it's the joystick was a beer tap. So you pull on the tap to fill up the beer, and then you have to serve it to everybody. But Budweiser put it out. If y'all remember that game.
I had never
Old
seen that
one.
before then.
Oh man. I liked that one. It's called Tapper. The root beer version, yes, Brian.
Yeah.
Hello, Brian, by the way. Hello. Yes. They had the beer version and then they switched to root beer version. Sorry, yes.
Daniel said he had to snitch. He told Greg that we were building a bear. So
Aha.
it's all right.
Mike played Tapper on his Commodore 64. The PS5 pad should give you perfect control. I am Groot beer. Haha, Brian.
Oh, that's right, because it was the one where you had to slide it. Like you had to slide it down the bar. It wasn't it. Didn't it have a ball?
No, it didn't have a ball. It just has a
Or is it just button and up and
it's a
joystick
button and a
up
beer
and down?
tap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because it had a tap handle on it.
Yeah, you.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
tap it.
For some reason, I was thinking that was the one you had to slide, but it's not.
No, well, you do, but when you release the beer tap, then it slides the beer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Still, all-time favorite. I'm no good at it, but old school stand-up games from the 80s. Still, my favorite is Burger Time.
I do like Burger Time.
I love Burger Time.
Button to slide. So you do hit the button to slide the beer. I couldn't remember. Greg says, hello, so cool to see you building a bear, Chris. It makes my year start incredibly nice. That's
awesome.
Nice.
It's going to be a good year.
Wreck-It Ralph. What? Oh, Burger Time was in Wreck-It Ralph? Or Wreck-It Ralph?
Maybe. Oh.
I liked Tapper. Yeah, that was a good one. My favorite coin op 80s game was... Yeah, I'm going to need your help on this one. It's Brian Vine. Gryss.
Oh, Brian's here. Hey, Brian.
Gyruss.
I know the game that he's talking about. Gyrus? I know the game you're talking about, but I never played it much.
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug was awesome.
My fair
I
share
love
of Dig Dug. I do like Dig
Dig Dug, Donkey Kong.
You gotta tap the...
Yeah.
You gotta tap.
Donkey Kong, Burger Time. What else was there? I don't know. Any of those side scrollers where you worked in a maze. Like Frogger was always awesome.
Yeah. Centipede. I was just thinking of that one. Centipede. I played Centipede.
Yeah. Centipede was really cool. Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Galaga. Galaxian.
All of them. Yeah.
Awesome. Mark IV version of the bear. And Rampage. Rampage was awesome. Tempest,
Yeah,
Zaxxon.
I remember that one.
Punch Out was always one of my favorites as well. I was never very good on the arcade one because it was way harder than the Nintendo one.
Do you remember Double Dragon?
Oh heck yeah, Double Dragon was
Yeah.
awesome. I love the Double Dragon arcade game was so good. So was Streets of Rage. It was kind of a Double Dragon ripoff. That was an awesome one. And the Ninja Turtles.
Turtles.
It was also kind of a Double Dragon ripoff, but yeah, awesome games.
Street Fighter. Yeah, I played a lot of Street
Oh,
Fighter.
yeah.
Well, that was a good one because you could get 4 of you up there, or at least 2 of you up there, and so you could pair up.
Street Fighter was like revolutionary. Like Street Fighter was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Every supermarket had a Street Fighter machine.
Skate or Die. Whoa.
Haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Prince
Road
of Persia,
Rage.
I remember that. Yeah.
I remember Road Rage too.
Yep.
Skate or Die, man.
I had that on 8-bit
I played that
Nintendo.
one. Yeah, I played that one. What was the other one? Qbert?
Qbert? I love Qbert.
Played a little Qbert. Prince of Persia. I don't know that one.
I want to say Prince of Persia was like the puzzle game with the diamonds, if I remember correctly. Paperboy.
Paperboy.
Yeah.
Nah, I played that one on Nintendo. Rad Racer.
Some of the games I really liked were just a little. I mean, I would go to the arcade a lot when I was younger, like, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. But it was kind of already falling out of fashion by the time I was a teenager. There really weren't a whole lot of them left. But the later games like Tekken.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned Tekken.
Yeah, those were really cool, but I didn't get a lot of time on them because it was kind of, again,
yeah,
we were already kind of getting out of that kind of thing.
Yeah, now I do remember Road Rage.
Yep. Yeah, I
remember seeing it. I didn't play a whole lot of it, but I do remember it.
What was
Outrun was the first game I bought
on diskette. Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Hello, good morning, welcome.
All of the old school computer game folks out there will remember this, but do you remember Commander Keen? Like on the old 286. Like I think even before that, like Commodore and stuff. Commander Keen, those were some of the best games. Came on the old floppy disk.
Bubble Bobble?
Yeah, that was a
I don't
really
know that
popular
one.
one
I don't know that
in
one.
the arcades.
Bowling.
And of course, you just have good old classic pinball. Pinball, the different styles of pinball machine, those are hard to beat. Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, yeah. Randy is really good at PlayStation, the original PlayStation Mortal Kombat. I guess she's really good at it. Of all people.
She knows all the sweet
Lemmings.
moves.
I remember Lemmings. That was a PC game. Well, I mean, I'm sure it was an arcade game too, but I remember playing it on the PC, Lemmings.
I just remember the blue-haired things with the thing on their head. I just remember like I don't remember playing it. I remember the artwork.
Yeah. And I was waiting for this one. Up, up, down, down, left, right. Left, right, B, and select start.
There's a local place here that has a bunch of different semi-local breweries, like beers from breweries, and there is one called Up, Up, Down, Down, Left, Right, AB. That's the name of the beer.
That. Yeah. Oh, at Conrad's.
Yeah.
That was one of them. Yeah. BA select start. Yes.
That was Contra. That was the code on Contra.
Oh boy. Montezuma's Revenge. I mean, I know that is a stomach bug you get on occasion. I got it when we went to. Well, I would say no. But yeah, I got it. Nintendo's RC Pro-Am RC.
RC Pro-Am, awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't play that one. I mean, I had a Nintendo, but I didn't really get into anything.
But that was back in the day when you bought a Nintendo and you really only had like 4 games. Like you couldn't afford, like games were still $50-$60 in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just had a couple. And
You got Super Mario Brothers, and then.
Yeah, right. Like that's how I was anyway. I just had like a handful of games, unless my buddy swapped or whatever. That'd be about it.
Twisted Metal. Now that come out later.
Yeah, that's PS1.
But that's a pretty good one. There's a that Twisted Metal show on Peacock. I don't know if anybody's
It wasn't
watched
too bad.
It was okay.
We watched it. It was okay.
It was okay. So, yeah. 3 Nintendo games. Yeah.
That's about right. I think we had like 4 or 5, maybe.
That's exactly right, Brian. I do remember that. You get a handful of games, and then you get your friends to buy different games, and you can swap them. You trade.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did a lot of that. Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is probably still the greatest game of all time.
It's a great game. Lara Croft. Now, Sandy played. My sister, John, played Lara Croft. She liked all of those. She was pretty good at them, too. I don't get into those. I mean, like, I'm a Mario. I play Mario. If I play a game at all, it's Mario. And I play games on my phone and stuff. But Sandy really, what was the Lara Croft games called?
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. Sandy played a lot of Tomb Raider games. And she was real good at it. Yeah, remember Blockbuster? Blockbuster. Blockbuster
What?
used to
Who?
rent games and systems. They would rent you a VCR even, if you remember that.
Yep.
Zelda games, yeah.
That's how I played all my games. There was a local video store that would rent you a game for like $3.
Yeah.
And that's most of the time. That's
Oh.
how I ended up with games.
Brian's got to clean his kitchen. Brian, thanks for coming.
Thanks for stopping by.
The
Chatting
build
video
is
games.
more than I can bear.
Oh.
Oh,
All right.
Brian.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah. There we go. We love it. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for coming.
I didn't even check that today. Does that actually work correctly? It never works correctly. I didn't check it though. No, it's not working correctly. So we're gonna have to run through all of the cool sound effects I used today. We're gonna have to do them again right now.
Okay.
See how she just said okay? I'm like, all right. Now they should work correctly. There you go.
There you go, Brian, if you're still here.
And a little extra clapping just because you didn't get to hear it is good.
Yes.
It's not coming through there. See?
Yeah,
Bob knew.
I didn't hear it that time.
Now it is. There you go. Jim Neal is here. What's up, Jim? If you don't know Jim, I try to celebrate everyone's successes as they come in through here, but Jim makes some awesome plugins for Octoprint. We're starting with a bare frame is what we're doing, and then we're going to build it over the couple of weeks. We're going to build it into whatever 3D printer we think we might need at that time. And, whatever parts I might have on hand. The main goal for this is to not buy anything. Right? Right.
Exactly. Oh, never mind.
Bear or bear?
Chris Travis is leaving. See you later, Chris.
See, you mean people do other things besides
Predator. Oh, when you rented movies. Yes. We'd go every weekend and rent movies. Those were the days. I'm gonna run upstairs.
All right.
Do you need anything? You want some coffee?
Do we have any more coffee?
Sure we do.
I always lose. I need to get better organized with my screens and such. Yes, I would take a splash of coffee.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Thank you. The Frankenstein bear, exactly. That's what we're gonna Frankenstein this thing. Somebody mentioned it in chat already, but Greg, I've had a lot of asks like, are we gonna get a Mark IV version? And I was kind of thinking about it. I mean, Mark IV is quite a bit different, right? But it's mostly with that neck extruder. I mean, that's a lot of what's different. And 32-bit board, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But as far as like structurally, kind of the Bear was a Mark IV before the Mark IV, honestly. I mean, overbuilt, you know, in depending on compared to the Prusa, overbuilt. Uh, so it's already there, I would say, but it would be interesting to see your take on it. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. What we got here? Go to 290, 350, joining plates. Gotcha. Jose, how's it going? Barely knows what he's doing here. Absolutely. Gonna buy a Voron this year. Nice, nice. 2.4 is a massive machine, that's for sure. I think Trident is kind of in the middle, so don't rule it out. I had the heat on down here because I thought it was gonna get cold, and man, it's hot now. I'm turning that off. Bamboo integration into Octoprint, cool. That would be awesome. No more coffee for you?
No, I'm done. I forgot forgot to bring the cup with me, so
Well, that's fine.
it's hot and
Really,
it's probably burnt.
I was gonna say probably nuclear hot. I like burned coffee though.
Hot and burnt. All right, I'm back. No more coffee for me. I've had lots of coffee this morning. Drink water.
She got an early start on the coffee today. She was just so excited to get down here and start streaming. It's like Christmas.
Woo! I like my coffee like I like my women, bitter. Well,
I heard there was some show where the commercial was like, I like my coffee like I like my men, bitter and weak. I thought it was pretty funny. That is hot. Definitely warm.
hot, 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 hot.
The time on these just flies by.
It does.
We're already an hour and a half in.
Yep.
Well, at least it does for me. I don't know about.
Well, you're busy.
I'm busy.
And we're talking, we're chatting.
This is the kind of thing I have to go. I'll have to put this someplace else, away from the table, or I'll want to, like, I'm just gonna do this part, or I'm just gonna do this part, and I need to save it for, like, when we're chatting and things like that.
Yeah, this one is sort of a freestyle event.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it is. Hello, Jose. Happy New Year. How are you? The flying gantry on the V2 is great, but does leave quite a lot of artifacts versus the trident and the rods.
Cool. He's just debating on which Voron he wants to build this year.
Oh.
He said V0 or 2-4, and I said, well, don't leave out the trident.
That's true, the trident.
And that's why he's not going that way.
Oh, I see.
I do appreciate the folks that put a lot of research into these things. I come from a completely different perspective with these machines. People say, hey, you should build this. And I go, okay. And that's it. That's as far as I go. So I like it when people come up with all these different scenarios about how things are built, and come up with results on what others have done. That takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time.
Yes. Alan's new. He asked what we're building.
Alan's new? Welcome, Alan. I don't know what that was for. Chris McCormick subscribed. Thank you, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
In 5 minutes, you'll be able to chat. Alan, so this is a Prusa Bear kit. And we'll just, since it's been a minute, we'll go over that. The Bear kit was designed by Greg, he's in the chat, to supplement, improve, I guess, build upon the Prusa design. And it kind of started with Prusa Mark II. So you get a Prusa kit, then you'd take all those parts that were in the kit, you would sub out the Bear parts, including the frame, and you would have, by all rights, a sturdier printer that you could print on faster, all that good stuff. And you got to remember the Mark II back in the day was threaded rods and smooth rods with printed parts. Having an extruded frame would drastically improve that. Well, you flash forward to all the different models. Mark III had extrusions, but they still had a flat frame. We can go into all those different iterations. But basically, a Prusa Bear kit that we're building right here is taking the Prusa and getting it to a more rigid extrusion frame. I just happen to have one of these Bear frames around. So we're gonna, to get us started in 2024, we're gonna do kind of a freestyle project, and take the Bear frame and whatever parts we might have, and we'll build a printer out of it over the next couple of weeks. So more of a casual hangout chatting stream for this one, and we'll just build however we see fit. So that's what we're doing.
There you go. Would you get an MK3 to MK4 upgrade kit or go duet or whatever Clipper runs on?
Which, repeat that again?
Would you get an MK3 to MK4 upgrade kit or go duet or whatever Clipper runs on?
Well, I mean, so a 3 to 4 kit, and maybe we're just focused on getting to a 32-bit board. That's what we're doing here. So if you went 3 to 4, you would get the new board, 30-bit, all that good stuff. Personally, I would leave your 3 alone. Just use it. Just make things with it. Because, I mean, it's not the best printer in the world, but it's probably a really stable one. So if you really need to crank out some parts, if you're not wanting to tinker, just leave the 3 alone, let it do its work. You'll be in good shape. Now, if you really had to, like if you had to pick an upgrade, I don't know that I would take your 3 and add and try to take it to a 4 with a kit. I'd probably do my own thing. So let's just say I had a 3 and I wanted to go to 32-bit. I needed to go, for some reason I needed to replace the board. I wanted to go to 32-bit, some other sort of firmware. Personally, what I would do is get a 32-bit board and I'd run Marlin. Now I know that's not a popular thing to do, but it works. I know how to use it. There's a lot of features in there and it's self-contained. The next thing I would look at though would be running RepRap. So like get like a mini duet or something like that and run it all self-contained on that board before I would go Clipper. And Clipper's cool and everything, but if you're not ready to go to that kind of model with the Raspberry Pi where you got to run Linux, you got to do these extra steps, I would baby step through it personally. I think there's a whole lot to it. End to end, all in all, if I was starting out new, I think RepRap is easier to understand if you're running it on a duet board because a lot of the work's done for you. So that's my take. We could talk about that, just that, all day. But Mark IV upgrade and build the bear. Yeah, that'd be cool. Enclosure for the Duet Mini. And Greg, I thought you said something about that. Like there was going to be some parts available to run that mini board. Because we do have one. I have one somewhere. So that's not a bad idea. Also better terminals. That you have to look around to make sure the board that you're getting ready to buy has some decent connectors and parts and stuff like that on it. Because they're not all the same. I wish there was still like one board to rule them all. It used to be we had very, very few choices. Now there's so many, it's even hard to tell what to choose. It's kind of funny when I started all of this, not when I started all of this, but when I do a lot of mainboard videos, as probably most of you know. Configuring and looking at them and stuff like that. I don't know a ton about electronics, but I do know how to configure firmware relatively well. So I started doing a lot of mainboard videos, and when I first got into it, I was like, oh, all these mainboards are coming out, they're really cool, but there can't be that many. And boy, was I wrong. They really exploded after that. So there's just too many now to even keep track of. Ramps 1.4. I agree with you, but this doesn't seem to be a popular opinion. What else is going on?
Just chatting. I mean, talking about you're kind of covering it. So
Good.
Either Marlin or say it as a newcomer, everybody seems to talk about either Marlin or Clipper. RepRap seems esoteric. No, it's eccentric. I don't know.
I don't see it.
Oh, it's Faucet. Faust. I cannot read today.
I can't seem to find the cursor. It keeps going somewhere else. Seems like we for these streams we add a fourth screen so she can kind of tell what's going on the stream, like the output of the stream. And as soon as I add that, it's like the cursor goes to that screen, and then because I can't see that screen.
Oh.
So I have to like scroll it all the way down and try to get it back on a screen that I can see. Reflashing is a concern, and esoteric is what we were talking about.
Thank you.
Simple changes. It's a fail. Well, in now I'm lost where we're going. Oh, we did a lot of work we couldn't finish with Duet. I was thinking about publishing it even not finished. Absolutely. Um, if you publish it or not, I would still be interested in the files personally. So maybe I can tweak it to work for this project or something. I don't know. Or maybe we already talked and I don't remember. But
You have a cursor locator? Somebody's asking if you have a cursor locator.
I don't, but I should.
Maurice is here. Happy New Year.
Basement bragging rights. Boom. Okay, what was I doing now? Just shout them out. I'll try to field them.
All right. In my opinion, Big Tree Tech boards have really good value and are my go-to for bedslinger designs. We like Big Tree Tech around here.
Well, and I would say like Big Tree Tech has kind of they make a good product and they do things the right way. And in my opinion, right? Like the way that I like to see things done, you know, if they're using something that's, you know, an open source design, they tell you about it. You know, I think they do things in a fashion that I like to see. And their boards have gotten much better as well. I mean, they've really improved and they've branched out to a lot of other things. So I do think the value is there. But I was more thinking like, is there one board like you could just say, okay, this is the board? And personally, like, so if you had a board that I'm just going to run this board and be done with it, the one that comes to mind the closest is probably the Octopus board. And that's a Big Tree Tech board. So many people run them. They're huge, right? They support a ton of stuff. They got like 8 drivers on them, but they're really cost effective. But Octopus, probably like availability, price, features, all of that, I think it would probably be hard to beat that. And they're part of so many projects now. It's probably close to like the default board for everything. You get one board, it'll do anything you ever wanted. That's probably the board to get. And I can't believe that they can sell them for as little money as they do. But what do I know about anything?
Maybe I should get a bear kit and build something as well. You know what? Go for it.
Be awesome. They're really nice printers. I mean, like when you get them all done, they're quiet.
Yeah.
Sturdy. Like, love them or hate them. My good friend Chris Warkaki. You ever? I love Chris Warkaki. I'm just gonna say it as a person. Now he might do some things on the internet that people do not enjoy. I understand that. But as a person in person, one-on-one, he is one of the sweetest people you've ever met in your life. But he was he had tons of bears. He built all kinds of different bears. He even stood on one. Like stood on the frame after he got done with it. I mean, it's a very sturdy frame. But that was the point of this. Like you could even be like Chris Warkaki and you can stand on your bear when you're done.
That's right. John suggested viewer's choice. Do a poll on and what you build and what they select, and you could get a real hodgepodge. Frankenmonster is what he said.
For the next one, we should do that.
It's not a bad idea. I like it.
We should like put together like, okay, let's make a decision on this, and then we'll throw a poll up or whatever.
Yeah. You have a link to the bear kit?
Yeah, Printed Solid still sells there's a lot of people that sell the bear kit. I buy everything from Printed Solid when I can. They do still have the bear kits. I'll get you a link
I'll
to
look
it.
at it.
Yeah,
I'll
just
do
go to
it.
Print Solid and type in bear, and the kit will be there. Yeah, I haven't talked to Chris in quite a while, so yeah, I don't know exactly what he's up to. I know he's got a lot of different interests and stuff, so he does a little bit of everything with 3D printing.
Upgrade kit? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, it should be just like you should see all the different color ones. It just says bare frame, bare upgrade kit. Probably says like 2.1.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's about
LEO
probably
Full
about
Bear 2.1
it's
upgrade
probably about
kit.
150 bucks somewhere in there.
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
It comes in all the colors.
All the colors. It's a fun build. And this is one of those builds too. Like if you're new to 3D printing and you don't want to buy something like just out of the box, you really want to build it, you enjoy building things and learning as you go, this is the perfect frame to start with. You build this and then you can kind of mix and match because it's popular. There's a lot of them out there and a lot of different mods. So you can just kind of search around, what did you do with your Prusa Bear? There's all kinds of different stuff to do. So it's a great introduction to building something.
Yes. I put the link up for y'all.
There you go. I'm not affiliated with Printed Solid. I do not have an affiliate link with Printed Solid. They don't even have an affiliate program. But I just love those guys. That's all I can say. Dave lets me give him as much crap as I think that I should. And that builds character. And Dustin and Tony. They're some of my favorite folks. And contrary to popular belief, I still love the folks at Printed Solid even before Prusa bought them.
A log kit.
Yeah. Poor log.
Printed Solid Jesse is my default filament.
Absolutely.
That's the one you usually use too.
But then a lot of that stuff in that stack over there that you see behind my co-host, that's where it came from. In fact, Printed Solid is the only place where I buy filament. All my filament comes from them, whether it's the Prusa Mint or whatever. That all came from Printed Solid. So, plus the ship in the United States, shipping's free, so
Well,
that's hard to beat.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Now it just irritates me paying for shipping. Anytime.
Need an adjustment over there?
Yeah, trying to get comfortable. There we go.
Stand by our bad Christmas idea. Spool holder named Yule. The Yule spool holder.
Yule spool. I like it. Marlin 2.1.2 input shaping versus Clipper input shaping with accelerometer. What do you think?
The accelerometer, you just can't beat that for ease of use. I mean, that's just really cool. Eyeballing it is a challenge. So, I mean, I think if you're going to do input shaping, Clipper, the way Clipper allows you to do it is just easier. But the good thing is if you're running Marlin already, I mean, you already have a configuration in mind. You would have to update it yourself to get to the newest version, but you could still could utilize Input Shaper. So out of the box, Clipper still has it. I mean, it's still much easier to input shape over there with the accelerometer. But it's just nice that Marlin does include it, and it works fine. Both of them work great if you get them set up correctly. It's just Clipper is still easier to use. It's much easier to integrate that accelerometer when you have an OS like the Pi runs versus something it would be real tricky to integrate it on different boards being self-contained like Marlin is.
Bummer. Uh, he used GST 3D a lot, and he won 3 spools last year on a live stream, and they never sent him.
Huh.
That stinks.
Who is GS? I don't even know who GST3D is.
Shoes, I don't either. Somebody mentioned Greengate though, and Rich and Barbara are wonderful people. I love them. We look forward to seeing them at all the shows.
Absolutely.
Such nice people. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah. They're also known as Free Mover now. Really? That's them, huh? Because so my is MST3K is so Car Rob World Target GST3D. So is that all the same company, Free Mover? Because I know Free Mover, but I don't know the other ones. Free Mover, that's my buddy Dave Wilson's filament of choice because it's only like $10 a spool if you buy 10. In fact, like he bought like 20 spools or something. I don't know how many. He bought a ton and he brought some over and we just kind of went halvesies on the whole thing. And it's fine. It's not great, but for $10, you know, it's fine. But yeah. So I know that name because Dave introduced me to it.
Would it be better to update the configs and all for Marlin or just install Clipper? I have installed Clipper before, but haven't compiled Marlin ever before.
Go with the one you know. I'm gonna say that right now because they're completely different worlds. If you're coming from old school, Marlin's gonna make more sense. If you're new and you're more modern, like as far as Linux, Python, things like that, Clipper, just stay with it. There's a lot of example configurations out there now for Clipper for different printers. It's getting easier and easier to use. So I wouldn't bother relearning. If you're somewhat familiar, go with that.
Derek says Marlin has an auto build Marlin that makes it easier to compile.
Yes, they do. They have an auto build extension that does make it a lot easier. They have also teased that they're going to have an upgrade plugin. So you can they've and I talked to Scott a little bit about it, but they've actually went backwards through all the versions and kind of mapped out what the configuration looked like. And they're going to be able to take you from like the very newest one and go way back years and years and years and try to get that model to the new model so it's easier to update. I'm really looking forward. That's a whole lot of work. I'm really looking forward to that. So we'll see. I hope it comes this year. The minute it's available, I'm going to make a video on it. So hopefully things get easier in the Marlin world. I really like the idea that everything is self-contained. That's like my favorite part about Marlin. You don't have to mess with Raspberry Pis or anything like that.
Your Marlin compile video is great for learning how. I'm going to try to find it.
Oh, we've compiled it so many times.
What is Marlin? Wasn't it like 5 minutes?
That's Octoprints. The problem with Marlin is like with the newest one, it's like you need to know how to set up VS Code successfully. And
several videos.
That one's in custom menus, like Marlin custom menus. That's probably the newest one we have for that. And then as far as compiling goes, probably like the SKR 1.4 videos, those probably explain how to set it up better than any other video, I would guess.
Well,
there's so many videos out there.
There is so many. There you go. I learned about Clipper from this channel. Thanks for that. Still learning. Still learning. Next is
input shaping. All right.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
awesome.
Input shaping is next.
Well, I'm glad I could help. It's it's one of those things that's hard to kind of get started, but once you do, it makes things easier. There's a kind of a learning curve, but once you're in that, after you're over that first initial bump, then everything's good to go.
It's like that frame's coming along, honey.
Coming along. Nice and red. Your favorite.
It's very nice. I like that color. I like the rivets on the side of the...
Looks very industrial.
It does. Yeah. Jose liked your Kaya video.
That's still the easiest way to get started with Clipper.
Mm-hmm.
They've done some really good. The Kaya folks, and I'm sorry I forgot the person's name that created all that. And what Paul has done with the Octoprint stuff, made those scripts. Those are great examples of these efforts on the backs of just like one person to make things so much more seamless. Awesome projects. And it's free.
Yes. Derek is leaving. Derek, thanks for coming.
See you later, Derek.
We'll be working on it next time too.
That's right.
So come back.
Thanks for the support, as always.
Thank you.
Derek has always been one of our biggest supporters.
Appreciate it, Derek. Very nice. Coming together.
It's coming together. We'll have a frame before you know it.
Alrighty. Nice and level.
That's right.
Straight.
Square.
Square frame. Joel Driver's a big fan of Kaya.
And it's a big fan of you, Joel. As we all are. Alright, let's see how we did.
Oh, Ronnie Julian says, thanks for the inspiration. I got a kit of parts for my Hypercube, and I've had it on the shelf since Country Basement days.
Nice.
Well, get it out.
Country Basement days. I talked to Walter yesterday, in fact. That's funny you mentioned that. I talked to him for a moment. He was out cutting down some trees or something. You know, Walter stuff. Country Basement days.
How would you ensure a square Ender 5 frame? What are the averages of a square frame?
Average, not real high. There's a lot of folks that say you should take them out and cut them, recut them. Like if you want to go die hard, like you want a square frame, no kidding. There's a lot of people that will say pull it all apart, line them all up, all the extrusions, line them all up, and recut them. Not much, right? Like just enough to make sure all of them are completely square. Now to do that, you would have to have some sort of miter or saw or something like that that was absolutely, no kidding, square to make that reasonable. So that's really not a reasonable thing to do, probably for the most part. But taking everything apart and trying to square it, I mean, that's that's not out of the scope by any means. But do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the better you can get it, the better off you're going to be. But just with a carpenter square like this, or these little mini squares, that's probably enough to get you where you need to go. But just anywhere there's a joint, right, where you've assembled something, get your square out and put it in that location and loosen it up, try to get it square and tighten it back up. I mean, if you've never done anything like this, I mean, that's basically the process. There's really no magic to it, but you would be surprised how much Like if you held a square up to the machine that you have, if you've never really been concerned about it before, you'd be surprised how many of those joints weren't square at all. So just by holding it up with something that is square and just retightening it, you can make a lot of progress.
Yeah. Now, what's that gold?
This is the little helper.
Does that come with the kit?
It's printed.
Ah,
So Greg has made these 3D printed files that are exactly the right dimensions where your gantry needs to be. And there's another one. There's one for Z, and then there's one for your Y rods. So it tells you how far from the frame things need to be. So you just print them out, and you can use them. So that's what that is. It's a little helper to build a bare frame. It's available on the GitHub, open source.
all right.
And now it's nice and square.
Yay.
It's a square bear.
Yay.
And that's a bear kit. We need to put the ones on the top corners, because they sandwich those top ones, don't they? Oh, they put them on the inside, that's right. So they have a couple on the inside as well. I forgot about those. So we'll put those on too. Pinstripe flames will go faster.
Definitely. Yep. What is it? Dorkopotamus? I bought a kit when you did the orange Prusa, and I'm just now getting around to building mine. Well, enjoy your projects, and good luck.
Awesome. As long as it works fine, right? I mean, as long as it works fine and your parts are accurate-ish. I mean, a printed part is never going to be, dead on, but they can be real close. As long as they're accurate parts, you're not having any issues, just print on it.
Yes. Yeah, I think so too.
Someday you might need a part that's like super dead on and you can't achieve that accuracy, and then you'll think to yourself, maybe I should square this. And then that's the day you're going to square it. That's how I do it. Now I want to go play arcade games.
I know.
That was really popular there for a minute, and then, COVID.
Yeah, it kind of changed things, didn't it?
Vintage arcades aren't what they once were. build helpers available in any color you print. It's true. Have them in any color you want.
That's true.
Mine just happened to be gold from leftover Christmas gold filament prints.
All right, red light, thanks for coming.
See you, Mike. Have a good one.
Enjoy whatever it is you're having for lunch.
It is definitely lunchtime.
Where's the 3D Chameleon revisit stacking up in the project list?
Next
About
Wednesday.
to chuck mine on the shelf.
Next Wednesday we will get that started. Next Wednesday. I've had my challenges.
Yeah, that's been kind of a tough one for you.
It's hard. I really like it. I really like what they're doing there. but it's hard to take it to just any old printer and have it start working, you know? I mean, and I've been trying to think of ways of making that easier. So I'm doing my best, but it has really, like, it's impacted my video throughput, in fact, because I've spent so much time on it. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, coming along. Yeah. So somebody put on here, printer print on, I guess. Printer print on. I don't know. Use printers to start with squaring. Use printers. I start with squaring. I got a used Ender 3 for $80. The guy couldn't get decent results on it. Neither could I. Everything was out of square, and he squared it up, and everything works. That's a good place to start, I would think.
Yeah.
You know, as far as your troubleshooting goes, well, is it square?
Absolutely.
Dave Wilson's here. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Chris, do you need a 3DC? I have one that I've never gotten to work correctly.
Well, Dave, this is kind of all your fault, because you got me thinking about the Chameleon. You're like, man, I'm struggling with this, and I've read in the forums and the guides and all of that. So I don't need one at the moment, but if I break something, I'll let you know, and then I'll have a backup part. But I'm trying to figure all of this out, and you're right. I mean, it's not as easy as it should be, probably, but hopefully we'll make it a little bit easier. And then maybe we can get yours going, too.
There you go.
A lot of people ask about the Chameleon, though.
Yes. Well,
as you know.
Lots of potential, Hack Monkey says. Lots of potential.
Yeah.
Chameleon. But, hey, Mark. Hello. Happy New Year. Yeah.
All right. It's a little over 2 hours. Will Marr just gave in 5 memberships. Awesome.
Thank you, Will.
What time is it? 12:30?
12:30. 12:37. Mike likes his Chameleon. It's quiet.
Me and Mike Fancy are Chameleon buddies.
Yes.
We build at the same time, and his is going almost as good as mine is. The new system on order that Fadus is working on with another company. Cool. Yeah, the shipping outside of the U.S. is probably quite the...
Sure, it's ridiculous.
Quite the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next part, like... So the frame's done. Then we need to move to, like, building the Y. And I have all the parts for this. I'll have to find them.
Lars says it's 1937, 7:37 p.m.
I was gonna say 1937, the year. Where have I been?
1900 hours.
What happened?
1937.
Or, as you like to say, 19 dickety doo.
19 dickety doo.
Uh.
Why aren't you printing anything in the background? The pressure.
Too much pressure.
I don't know. We'll do it next time.
I believe these are super awesome black anodized round rods. And I'm like, oh man, LDO's got black anodized rods. I'm gonna buy some. And I didn't have a purpose on why I bought them, but now maybe they're finally going to be used.
Wahaha.
They're gonna look really good with our red frame. Now I don't know how long they will stay black after the bearing's been up and down a few thousand times. They look really nice though.
Very nice. Cool.
Yeah.
And it will look cool with that red frame.
We'll just build it and look at it. We won't use it. Yeah. Now I'm excited. I forgot we had these.
Yes.
I use a wine rack for storing all of the long parts. So I've got a wine rack with stuff in it that I don't know what it is.
Greg says the latest Y-axis has the belt tensioner in case of. I don't know. I highly recommend that one.
Yes, yes, yes. I got a handful of parts. Greg can tell me which one I have. I don't know how long ago it was when I printed these.
What about those rods? Is that a printed solid thing?
They at one
Well,
time, yes, they sold
LDO.
it. Yeah, most things LDO are available for printed solid. Um, I believe this is the newer-ish tensioner, Greg. I think. I'll have to find some
What are those rods called?
smooth rods, maybe. Search something like that. Prusa rods. I don't know if they still I've had these for a long time. I don't know if they still have the black style or not.
I'm not seeing anything. I don't know.
Okay, good. Greg says all good.
Good. That's the spirit. Build it, but don't use it. Just put it
Exactly.
just put it as artwork in your living room. Yeah, it ain't coming into my living room. I can tell you that.
See how possessive she is?
He can
Her living
he
room.
can display that beautiful Prusa red bear anywhere he wants.
That's
Except
not
for
in the living room. See? See how things run around here?
Mm-hmm. I run him off.
You wonder why I'm in the basement. You know why I'm in the basement.
Build a bear. Cute. Yes. It has to be pretty and functional. I like it. Living rooms are great for 3D scanning. Sometimes you bring stuff up and work on it in the living room.
If something's really hassling me, sometimes I'll bring it up.
Yeah. That's a bedroom printer. No.
Need a printer to sing you to sleep.
Yeah. Sometimes we have one. There's right underneath the bedroom.
Depending on what printer is testing at the moment and how loud it is.
You tend to keep your quiet stuff on the underneath, out from underneath our bedroom.
I try to be a good husband and be mindful of the amount of noise I'm making at 3 a.m.
Yeah. I don't know if it were, sitting on the table next to the bed or anything, if it would bother me. But for the most part, the printers don't bother me. I hear them downstairs flicking and whirling. It really doesn't. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. Dining rooms are great for building Prusa XLs and building tables to put them on. I'm sure the lighting in the dining room is real good. Nice overhead light.
Yeah, Mike shows me all the pictures of him building stuff. He's got a really nice setup in his dining room. These parts are all Prusa Galaxy Black PETG, by the way, if you happen to want to know what filament this is. It's sparkly black. Just get enough parts on where the T-nuts don't slide out. Yeah, the filament change beeping. Sometimes I'm like I'm like a dog that hears the mailman. Sometimes I stop and go, "You hear that?" And because there's something beeping in the distance, and usually you're like, "What?
Yeah, I don't hear
Did
anything.
Timmy fall in the well?"
Yeah, I don't. Sorry. Oh, your mom's here.
Mom's here.
She says you can put it in her living room.
Yeah, you say that now.
Thanks,
You
Mom.
say that now.
When Jose was still married, he had to stay with his stuff in the garage, but now he can. My complete living room is filled with printing and RC stuff.
I remember those days.
Uh-huh.
Memories.
Carburetor on the dining room table.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't know anybody that would do that.
Somebody said I get an elbow in the ribs to go change it when the filament beeping starts.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Make it shut up.
Your printers are making noise, honey. Your printers making noise.
And usually, you know, if I'm sleeping, what printer? What? Huh?
Huh?
What? What time is it? Where's the Tylenol?
Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
You'll make it?
I don't know. Get drowsy. Uh. It's like feeding the baby or changing a diaper. You can hear it.
Here's where we get into sourcing some hardware for all this. Mm-hmm.
One of my biggest beefs with newer Prusa machines is that they no longer support the M300 tones.
They don't? Why not? I'm going to ask them why. I didn't know that. This changes everything.
George White says put an aluminum bed on this bear.
Yeah? We'll see what we have. I might have one.
I'm sure you do. I have no doubt that you have an
Might.
aluminum bed.
Might.
You have many beds. You have many of everything.
Printers might have to sacrifice themselves for this build.
Aw. Andy just got here and he didn't have any notifications. Only just seen it by accident. Well, darn it, Andy.
Good old YouTube.
Thanks
Sorry,
for coming.
Andy.
Sorry, Andy. We're building a Prusa bear. That's it. Got the frame done. Frame is squared. Now we're doing a Y axis.
Yeah, we're just putting together some Y parts here before we're done for the day. Very good, dear. But given the play-by-play,
I'm working on it.
you're getting used to this. I can tell.
Yeah, kind
What-
of picking up on some things.
What did Mom say? What's she doing today?
She didn't say anything. She just popped in and said that you could put
She just said that I
the
could.
printer in your living room, in her living room.
I'll be over soon
Mm-hmm.
with lots of printers. What am I missing? Oh, those are 10s, and then you.
Andy, so far so good. You know, it's first week after the new year. We're doing all right. How are you doing? How's the puppy?
Okay.
6 millimeter machined aluminum bed, or put the bamboo A1 hot plate on the bed. Bed on it.
6 millimeters. Quite the beast of a bed for a bed slinger.
Is it?
It's pretty. That's pretty beefy. That's a beefy guy.
Somebody wants to know, is it okay to ask some kind of off-the-wall advice to a problem I'm currently having? You're going to get a lot of answers. Go for it.
As long as it's not medical, shoot.
Yeah, I don't know what that rash is.
Yeah, and I'm not looking at it, so go for it. Absolutely. Anything 3D printer-esque that's on your mind. We should do a call-in show.
Oh, gee.
That'd be cool.
It's printer related. Go ahead.
We're just teasing you.
Slinging a 6 millimeter bed. Better bolt for the machine door.
Uh-uh.
Better bolt the machine to the floor. That's sorry.
You're gonna need a lot of input shaper on this one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gonna need a lot of Husky tools to fix this one.
That's right.
I got new rulers this week, by the way.
Very nice. Yeah.
I love rulers.
Cold.
Yes, it was very cold when it came out of the package. So the tallest ones, I believe, are Z.
You got to put servo motors in it.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put servos on it.
Yes, words are hard today for me, Scott. I'm having trouble reading because I'm old and blind. And just, I don't know, it's cold. I'm slowing down. Okay. Let's see. I've dragged out my old Ender 3 monstrosity and trying to get it working again. It has a Big Tree Check SKR Mini E3V2 in it, and it won't turn on unless my Octopi Raspberry Pi is plugged into the USB port. That's what he says. Can you see it?
You've lost the 5-volt regulator. That's what has happened. But where is it again?
Trinian. TRI.
Okay, yeah. Monstrosity, trying to get working. E3V2, okay, and it won't turn on unless Octopi Raspberry Pi is plugged in. Okay, so it could be. Let me just pull out one of those boards real quick. This is a 1.2. That's close. I don't know if I have a 2 or not. But I don't remember if these boards had the option to flip the voltage or not. Did it always do that, or is that a new thing? Because that sounds like a 5-volt regulator problem. You really shouldn't be able to power it with your USB cable. You can, but you really shouldn't do that, because you're going to end up feeding power one way or the other. There might be, I don't remember, there might be a jumper on that board. It's going to say something like, probably like ref, RF, and USB or something like that, where it's 3 pins. You put the jumper on one side, you can power it with USB. You put it on the other, you cannot. Check that first. You might be able to just throw it on the jumper and then get it to work. But it kind of sounds like to me there might be a problem with the voltage regulator. If it doesn't have that jumper and it still won't power up with a PSU, it's going to be pretty hard to correct that board without swapping it out. I hate to break that news, but that's a tough
Andy
one.
wants to know if you're going to be here all day, like you were in 2019.
No.
Sorry, man. Now I'm here.
My co-host won't allow for.
No, he can be on all day if he wants to.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, too, it might be that we have a PSU problem. That could you have to get your meter out and test that. In fact, we're probably about done for the day because I'm pretty much ready for lunch, I think.
Yeah, lots of suggestions here. A lot of people were saying the same thing you did, honey, about the volt regulator. And...
Yeah, it could be a handful of things, but those are the most common things. PSU as well. I mean, they're not good forever.
The black rods look good. I think so too. They look nice. They're sharp looking.
We'll see.
It's gonna look cool when it's all done.
If we ever get it done.
Yeah. Andy, I'm glad your dog's doing all right. Plenty of exercise and socialization, very important for dogs.
You wouldn't
Especially
think so.
feisty ones like the Jack Russell.
You wouldn't think so, but that is very important.
They need it. They need it. Dogs are social creatures, that's for sure. Somebody suggested you go to an adult gaming arcade for lunch. We have one here. We haven't been in a long time. We haven't been to. It's good. Draftcade's good. The food is okay.
They got those really awesome pork rinds there.
They do have homemade pork rinds, and they are amazing.
Really good.
They put they dust them with like
it's like sriracha or something.
Yeah, some kind of spicy spice.
Really good. It gives you heartburn instantly. It's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, the black and red looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I'm digging it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have much breakfast, so I'll be ready for lunch.
These little printed tools make life so much easier. Yeah.
LDO. He wants to know where you got the rods. LDO.
Yeah, I don't know if they still make them.
You can look on Printed Solid. I kind of looked. I didn't really look very hard.
I don't know if the black ones are a good idea or not. I've never actually used them before. I just bought some.
Yes.
Printed Solid is the name of that place. And it didn't go there at all. Printed Solid. No. Smooth rod. I don't see the black ones.
Yeah, somebody says I'm running the black on mine and they work well, but you'll see the wear over time. Yeah, they're pretty for a minute.
I could have figured.
The pretty ones never last. No benchy today. Not today.
No benchy today. This is the regular old kit. Stupid mouse. There we go. This is the regular old kit. I will see if I can find the black kit. LDO smooth rod.
There you go. My wife. That's not true. My wife is pretty and she's still here. There you go.
No.
That's true.
Everybody's just so nice.
Aren't they?
Yeah, I don't see the the black ones. They probably realized that was a bad idea and stopped making them.
Well, they look cool for a minute. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, there you go. I don't see them, but that's there. So there's the regular old chrome ones. I think we're about there. 2 hours, 30 minutes. What is that one?
Titanium rods.
Will
last longer than the printer itself.
Yep. Till the end of time.
Yes.
If you could get them affordably.
Forever.
All right. So the next thing is we're going to prep some bearings and stuff. I have bearings for this. when we're using smooth rods, but I would like to run them through some alcohol and clean them out and things and re-grease them and stuff like that. So they'll have to soak for a little while. So this is a great time to end this one. So let's take a full screen view of what we did today for posterity. It's looking pretty good already. I like it. I like it.
It's coming along. I feel like you got something done today. Progress.
We did something.
Yeah.
Not too bad for the first stream of the year.
So far, so good. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
This is, I like this view, but it's not very convenient because there's too many bars around the... There we go. Okay, so I think that's it for today. We're going to continue on. Next time, though, we should be able, let's see, like, if next time in a couple of hours we could get the bed done, we could get, I'll have all the extruder parts, or I mean the printed parts done. We'll decide about the extruder. The X. Next time we should be able to start like doing polls, like taking like what board do we want to use, what firmware are we going to go with, extruder and things like that. We'll be far enough then where we can start making a list of stuff that we want to grab for the build. Again, I'd like to not buy anything, but we have a handful of choices around, so we'll come up with something interesting for sure, and then we'll make it go as fast as possible.
Yes.
Extreme
more speed
with lots of X's.
Yes.
So that'll be it for today. I'm gonna go have lunch before I fly right out of here. Thank you for everybody that came to the stream today. It's loved hanging out with you. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, what do you think? You want to shoot for the 20th? That's the next Saturday. Not next Saturday. It'll be the 13th, and the next one will be the 20th.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's try to go for the 20th, gang.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you here around 10:30 on Saturday the 20th. And Andy, I'll see what we can. I'll poke around and see if I can't see what's going on with the notifications. It's kind of hit and miss, and we'll do what we can. I'm sorry to have missed you. I'm sorry that it didn't notify you. I sure do like seeing you.
Yeah, if you can come up with something on that,
I'll
let us know, because I've never had good luck with it.
Maybe just put something out like on Patreon, a reminder or something.
I should have done Twitter. I forgot to do Twitter this morning.
Yeah, get on the tweets. But everybody, it's so good to see you. The regular people that come, John and Andy and Jose and everybody.
Too many to
good
list.
To see you. Joel Driver, thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Group text. That's what we need.
That's what. Yeah. Mike, thank you for coming, and thank you for all your help as always.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for all the super chats. Everybody that
Yes.
subscribed. The support is awesome.
Yes.
We always need it. We're building stuff now that
Sergio, thank you.
just for fun. So we'll be in good shape here.
Good to
All
see
right.
everyone.
That's it for today.
Yep.
See you soon on the next one.
Next time.
Have a good
20th.
day. The 20th. Yep. 2 weeks.